Hello, my name is AdrianMaldonado and I will be presenting the Evidence2. During the duration of this course, we were assigned to help the company leaders to solve their current route planning and relationship with clients issues during the process of delivery of products in their local market. For this, it is important to first follow a diagnostic process to identify the opportunity areas. The process that I would use would be to have an interview with the supply chain manager and ask questions related with what the company is and what they do. After this, my next step would be to make a visit to the company's production plant, where I would, in a detailed manner, analyze the process that they follow. The objective of this would be to capture specific opportunity areas of their problematic that can only be detected by analyzing in first person the process that they follow, which would then lead me to use diagnostic mapping tools to evaluate the current situation. Some of these are the following: the zip diagram to document the inputs and outputs of the process. The criteria to use it would be if the process involves several resources and actors which will have to be analyzed separately to complete the process. The VSM tool to map the entire supply chain and analyze the flow of information. The criteria would be if the company wants to analyze all stages of the supply chain, because if we are only going to be focusing on the delivery, then it would not be recommended to analyze everything. Finally, the Ishikawa diagram to understand all the causes that lead to the company's struggle with the route planning. The criteria would be if the company only wants to be involved with solving their specific route planning problem and not the entire supply chain. The next step would be to use the nominal group technique to have a group session with the project team and, if possible, a member of the company. The main objective would be to analyze the current situation and generate a brainstorm of ideas that can lead to the final solution. The purpose of having several actors involved is that you can gather information from different perspectives, including members from the company. By doing this, and then following a research and analysis of the ideas gathered, the transition from the diagnostic stage to a feasible solution would be more adequate. An alternate solution from my team's proposal would be to focus more on expanding the current resources and acquiring a second vehicle. One of the main issues that they have is that they have plans of expanding and acquiring new clients, but they are struggling to keep up with the current demand because they only have one delivery vehicle. If they continue with one vehicle, in the future, the increase of demand and clients will make it impossible to satisfy everyone. The benefits are that the load management would be easier, all clients will be visited, the probability of not having the necessary inventory would be less, and they can expand their market and grow more easily. The main elements involved would be the analysis of capital, mathematical model to optimize the new routes, the amount of carbon footprint, customer relationship, and analysis of the new vehicle's capacity. To plan the new routes with two vehicles, I would propose that the company uses a mathematical model which follows the Clark and Wright algorithm. This algorithm would allow the company to determine the set of routes with minimum cost or distance that the vehicles would follow to cover all the demands and return to the plant. By minimizing the total distance traveled, they will be able to optimize the number of clients that they can visit in one day and their carbon footprint. To be able to apply this algorithm, I would design an Excel configured with all the equations and steps needed, and I would provide the company simple instructions on how to use it. The main benefits that they will have are that they will be able to calculate the new routes with new clients and satisfy the demand effectively. Also, the driver will be responsible of measuring information. The implementation plan is to first generate an economic evaluation of the investment. Then the project will be presented to the upper management, where they will have to approve the investment. Then all the personnel in the supply chain will be informed of the new process that will be implemented, and during a period of 2 weeks, a capacitation program will be implemented on how to use the Excel to plan the new routes. Also, a manual and process diagram will be made, which will facilitate the transition. After all this is done, the company will start to use the new process, and second vehicle will be monitored, and the information will be registered to evaluate the positive impact. Considering this implementation plan, the main activities required will be to generate an economic evaluation for the investment required, present the project to the upper management, capacitate and inform the new process to the personnel, and monitor and register the new process information. For the monitoring of the new process, it will require the company to start measuring key metrics that will help evaluate if the project is being beneficial. The KPIs are the following: percentage of failed deliveries per route to measure if they are fulfilling the client's demand, grams of CO2 emitted by month to know the carbon footprint, and the total distance traveled per route to analyze the optimization of the routes. In conclusion, thanks to the concepts that I learned about the general process that a supply chain follows, mapping tools, and mathematical models to optimize the distribution stage, I was able to make an alternate proposal that brings several benefits to the company and is easy to implement. At the end, my team proposal and my personal proposal are two good options, so Grileros will have to analyze which proposal is the most beneficial for them. Thank you.